Welcome to the Elk Season Podcast, Season 4, Episode 19. Today is July 22nd? 23rd, 2025.
Actually,
we are
July 24th.
Is it really?
A couple days off.
It's July 24th, 2025. We are 36 days away from Elk Season. We are the Chambers Brothers. My name is Harold.
I'm David.
And tonight on the Elk Season Podcast,
We have quite a list. We're going to recap our trip to Yellowstone. We have some hunting in the news for here in Idaho on INL. We have the bear recognition test we've talked about, a follow-up on that. We have poaching in Idaho, up north and in eastern Idaho. Grizzlies could sum up a lot of our conversation today, from delisting to versus dogs versus cows versus a whole bunch of stuff. We also are going to follow up on some Colorado and Montana wolf management things. Apparently, Kokanee have been stalking the CJ strike for the first time, which is pretty cool. I'm excited to hear about that. Hiking assist follow-up in terms of gear, noises that elk make, we've talked about before. Fishing, lure testing was a fun one. And albino moose. All that, probably more than you asked for on the Elk Season Podcast.
yeah, definitely more, because I forgot to tell you something. Well, I have to, I want to go over my camera placement hike.
Oh, yes, that's right.
Right?
So you, for the first time, and I lamented at the end of the podcast, I think on the podcast, this is the first time in a long time that I haven't gone with you to place cameras.
Yes.
And I was devastated. But I was playing a show, couldn't make it anyway. But
and I just had to go. It was a last minute thing for me.
You haven't made it out all year.
I got a weekend.
So.
I gotta go. And there were several new things I wanted to try.
Okay.
And one of them was riding a mountain bike.
Yes.
I got a new mountain bike. Have I given you a review?
You talked to me about your bike after the show last time.
Okay.
It's this bike you got from someone you knew.
Oh, okay. So I haven't told you about my ride up the creek.
A very quick synopsis, but
Yeah.
go ahead and retell it.
So it's the first time ever being on a real mountain bike in a real mountain setting.
Okay.
And my first time ever with a 40-pound pack on a mountain bike, right?
Okay.
And I also had a first time of bacon grease.
Oh, yes.
So I was experimenting with my bacon grease. So here's what I found. And I'm used to using old style mountain bikes, right? You have sprockets in the front, big one, small one, smaller one, big, medium, small.
Yep.
And usually on that front sprocket, it's really small and the gears are almost too easy. It feels like it's more productive to just walk.
It can,
right?
Yeah.
Right. And that's how I remember it feeling when you get to a really low gear. It's, you know what? I'm just going to walk. So I really thought I would be walking the bike a lot up the trail, knowing that I've pushed bikes up mountains with you before just to ride them down.
Yep. It takes me back to visiting you in Montana.
Yeah. So I was like, okay, that'll be fine. And of course, you know how the trail starts, very steep.
Yes.
I did not make it very far.
I was wondering.
Right. I did not make it very far at all. And I wasn't expecting
I figured if there's one place you're going to push up, probably right there.
But I hiked to the top and then almost all the way down to the creek. It's like a free ride.
Oh yeah.
Free ride. And with a 40-pound pack, I thought it would throw me around a lot more than it did. It was very stable. The only problem I had was trying to tip my head back because as you're going downhill, that backpack's in the way. And so I tried to mitigate that, but it did not work because that backpack was just in the way back there. And then going over logs, right? It's not too bad. And there was plenty of time. My heart rate was just too high. I just had to walk, right?
Yeah.
Instead of just resting, I'll go, well, I'll just take a few steps. But it was amazingly easier and more efficient, clearly more efficient than walking, to go uphill on a mountain bike, even with a 40-pound pack. So that struck me, okay? The second thing that struck me was, oh my gosh, I'm starting to hike now. I feel fresh. I feel like I haven't walked at all.
Because you've already warmed up your body.
I haven't hiked.
Oh, yeah.
I've ridden a bike.
Yeah.
So I feel like I have fresh legs. So that was nice. So as I start my hike, I'm like, oh my gosh, this is easier. But to be honest with you, all week long, as soon as I knew, okay, I have an opportunity, I'm going to go do this, I'm going to do this. I knew I was taking a bike, and I knew the best part of taking a bike was leaving.
Yeah.
Right. And so I knew coming out, and I had been thinking about it all week long. And it was every bit as much fun as you can imagine. There are places sometimes where you have to cross a creek and you have to stop and I'm not navigating that right now. Not with a big pack on.
Right.
But I was also, so I'm very encouraged by the mountain bike, and I want to do more of that. And I saw other mountain bike tracks on the trail.
Okay. Yeah, I think I've seen tracks out there before.
Yeah. So
in fact, I don't know if I was with you, but I think I was with you. One of the times that we hiked to the top of that pass, there were bikes parked up there.
oh, yeah, because that's where it ends.
Yeah.
That's where it becomes wilderness. So you can't take the bikes into it any further.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Interesting. Anyway, really fun. I would love to go all the way up that trail on that bike and without a pack.
Yeah.
Just to see how that goes. So the other part was, during elk season, I make a lot of quesadillas.
Yes.
I'm known for my quesadillas, and I got to up my quesadilla game. And you can't bring
World
butter.
famous quesadilla wilderness style.
World famous quesadillas. And I can't bring real butter. And I've tried to bring real butter.
Yeah.
That was a mistake. Bad
Yeah, it's
mistake.
Just
it does not melt.
yeah.
It never gets warm.
Yeah.
It is a brick. So I buy a canola spread that I'd put into these squeeze tubes that I buy. And I thought, you know what? Every time it gets too hot, that canola separates. And they mix the canola with water.
Yeah.
And so you can see it separate into water. And you're like, oh, you say oil and water don't mix, but they mix just fine. You ever use Country Crock spread?
Yeah.
You put that in a Pyrex and warm it up. It'll separate in your microwave.
Yeah.
There'll be an inch of water at the bottom of it. It's crazy.
Wow.
So I would use, I decided, I thought I would try bacon grease. I've been using a lot of bacon grease lately for other stuff. And I thought, gosh, I bet that'll spread really nice and it'll work well. And it'll really make those quesadillas crispy and really good. So
my mouth is watering. I haven't had dinner, and now you're talking about, I can already taste this awesomeness.
So I was very encouraged by my bacon grease quesadillas, and I want you to know you have something to look forward to this fall.
Were they pulled pork bacon grease quesadillas?
Yes, they were. Yes, they were pulled pork.
I am looking forward to that.
Yes. It was good. I sat there on the hill. It was like 9:30 at night. I just sat there on the hill cooking quesadillas, glassing. I saw one elk.
It's not uncommon this time of year.
Yeah, that's okay. That's okay.
We know where they're hiding.
And, it's different. When we know where we have a camera to place, we just go there and we place it.
Yeah.
Trying to find the right place is incredibly hard. And I am not happy with the placement of either of my cameras.
Oh, goodness.
You saw the video of one.
There's
a tree stand across from it.
Yeah, that's right.
That, I'm like, I got to move that camera.
Yeah.
So I've been scouring Google Earth. I have a couple locations mapped out, but man, did I find some game trails. Oh my gosh, did I find some good game trails.
Cool.
Oh my gosh. So I'm excited to hunt that side of the mountain.
It's coming close.
And it was a good scouting trip.
Labor Day weekend is just over a month away.
That's it. Oh my gosh.
So
okay, let's get after it.
Yeah, it's good times, man. Yeah, I'm looking forward to harvesting. In fact, I was out shooting earlier today with my son.
Yeah.
Bram. He's got his license. He's got a bow now, and I told you the story already, but it's just reiterating it. It brings it home. Last year, I had a perfect opportunity, broadside, nice 5. It looked like a 5x5. Could have been a 6x6 small, but broadside, and I used the wrong pin. I don't know what in my mind I was using the wrong pin for. I used a 30 pin. I should have used a 40 pin. I honestly don't know why. Maybe it was just the excitement of the moment. But I watched the arrow because the lit knocks. I watched it go under its chest cavity.
Yeah.
Had I used the 40 pin, it would have pulled it right in square.
Oh.
So
you'd be telling a way different story.
So yeah, I'd be telling a way different story. So we're finally getting out shooting. I know some hunters have all the time in the world to shoot all the time, and it's just taking me a while to find.
So you know what? Hold on a second. That was you had that elk at 40 yards.
At 40 yards.
Okay.
I had
okay, and you used your 30 pin.
I don't know why.
Yeah.
That's what's aggravating about it.
Yeah.
So anyway, It's hard to find a good place to shoot. I think I finally found somewhere that's consistent. You've told me that you've got something coming up.
Yes.
Maybe that will turn into more. But so I finally got out shooting this year with my son. I'm focusing on my 20 and 30 pins the first time. And today I was focused on my 30 and 40 pins. And so I got to the 40 pin today. And I told my son, and he was there. He watched me miss this elk. And I said, this is going to tell you everything you need to know about using the right pin. And the first arrow was dead center of the target.
Oh.
And so I had everything was dialed in last year. I'm dialed in now,
Yeah.
and I just need to keep shooting to get more consistent. But my goodness, it's heartbreaking. But you move forward, reflecting on those mistakes, and you just correct the data.
Embarrassment is the cost
Yeah,
of
that's
entry. I came across that saying this week. It just struck me. I like it. It's not, of course, not the answer to everything, but embarrassment is the cost of entry. Don't be afraid to fail and be embarrassed when you want to try something new. Yeah. We all go through it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So anyway, speaking of entry fees,
Yeah.
we went to Yellowstone last week.
Yeah, we
family
did.
reunion. Now my entry fee was free.
Really?
Yes.
Because you have a fourth grader?
I have a fourth grader. So that was really cool. In fact, we're driving up to the place, and I'm like, we probably should have the window rolled down the back. He's sitting in the driver's side behind me, and I go, we should probably roll his window down. And Vess is like, yeah, they don't need to see him.
Yeah.
And so I hand the thing over, and the gal's like, okay, so where's the fourth grader? And as I look at it and I push the window, the automatic window goes right here. And so she's like, all right. And it was fine. She gave us all the stuff. But
right.
I bet they have people trying to abuse that. So
I'm sure.
The next day,
it's $35. Who cares?
I know.
Right?
I could have paid it, but it was
Right.
kind of cool. He was looking forward to using it because he got it from school, so he was proud to be there. But a lot of cool stuff in Yellowstone, and so you can see it in pictures, and you can travel there. And one of the things that I was, so I just like to check on it sometimes.
Yeah.
One of the things that I found remarkable is like, yes, there's a lot more people there than really should be. There should be better management, I think. But at the same time, I didn't really find it all that bad.
It wasn't that bad. It was crowded in spots.
I actually felt like in 2018 when we went, just me and my family, it was more crowded than it was this time.
Really?
But we were also there at the beginning of August versus the middle of July. But those are the two busiest times of the year. So
Yeah.
I just felt like it was
between Memorial Day and Labor Day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But anyway, it's really not that bad. I was over concerning myself with traffic and crowds, and it was not helping that on the way in we're there an hour before everybody else left camp, and we were in line for 20 minutes to get in the park. It was so busy, and I was like, okay, if that's a litmus test of how the day is going to go. But the day went much differently.
It's funny how it thins out. It thins out really well.
It's
not
place.
that bad. And every time traffic comes to a stall, what are we going to see?
Yeah.
So there's like a treat at the end of every traffic jam.
Yeah.
Right? There are so many buffalo on the road, and you don't bury the lead. What did you see?
Well, I'm getting there.
All right, you're burying the lead. That's the lead.
Well, we went to the Lamar Valley initially because I wanted to make sure. Last time we were there in 2018, saw one buffalo. Don't know how that happens. Only one.
Yeah.
Made me mad. But I knew I did some research. They tend to hang out in the Lamar Valley. So that was goal number one. Go to the Lamar Valley. Got a great picture of the buffalo. You're probably showing on the screen. One buffalo, but there was more than that. And then we headed over to Mammoth Falls or Mammoth Hot Springs on our way there. And we haven't seen any other family except we did pass you. You were headed into Lamar Valley. We were headed out. It was right. It was right after you passed the cranes where they're building the new bridge.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So you were there and we were headed out.
Okay.
And so as we get to the junction where the Lamar Valley cuts off at, we turn right to go to Mammoth Hot Springs. And a few miles down the road, there is a traffic jam. And I'm like, oh my gosh, we're stuck in traffic. There's probably something. They probably see something. People are pulling over and stopped in the middle of the road or whatever. It really wasn't that, but there was just so many people pulled over on the side of the roads. There was even a park ranger that was there.
Yeah.
And but as we got closer to where this was taking place and where the crowds of people were, it was clear that whatever they had seen was gone because people are moving away. They're starting to go back to their vehicles.
Yeah.
And I was like, I'm not stopping. We're not getting out. And I go, it's probably a bear.
Right. Big traffic jams or bears.
So turns out, our sister Jane, we ran into it at Mammoth Hot Springs. She goes, we just saw a bear. It was over there, and I think she had stopped at that.
Wow.
So we just barely missed her there, but she caught us there. Anyway, after we leave Mammoth Hot Springs, we're heading south, and we had gone through a really nasty rainstorm, but then all of a sudden there are a few cars. Like there's just 4 or 5 vehicles. There's 2 coming this way against us. There's 2 in front of us, 5 cars total. And all of a sudden they're all like just stopping. And I'm trying to like focus on driving. And all the people in my car are like, there's a bear. And I'm like, I can't see the bear.
Right.
But once you get your speed slowed down, your brain can check in. There it was. And so you're probably showing that right now.
Not just a bear.
It was a grizzly bear.
It was a grizzly bear.
It's my spirit animal. And I got a great shot of this thing just coming out on the hillside after the rainstorm. And my son has a video of it. I'm going to segue into the test here in Idaho for recognition between grizzly and black bears. Taught me, I mean, I think I knew this, but it really sunk in this time.
Yeah.
The hump on a grizzly bear's back is for the muscle they use to dig.
Yes.
And I did not realize that. And this bear is doing exactly that on this hillside, digging through and
pulling over stumps, digging up stuff. Yeah.
It's like, it was impressive. So saw a grizzly bear and pretty close, right off the road without the crowds. Yeah. It was so calm for us. And I didn't want to be a barrier on the road. I could have spent more time there. Yeah. But I also, I'm paranoid of big crowds. I didn't want it to become a thing. So I just slowly drove through there's 4 cars that are stopped, 2 coming against me, 2 in front of me, but they all pulled over on the side of the road. And I just rolled all the windows down. And as I drove by very slowly, I held my phone up and just started clicking as I would pass the bear. And I had it zoomed in just right. And just the image, I think, speaks for itself. Yeah. It looks closer than it really was, but it also was closer than you'd think. Yeah. Because it's like 10, 20 yards off the road. Wow. So it was
how cool.
It was one of the things I wanted to be able to see, because when we were at a family reunion, I think in 2009, everybody was like, we saw a grizzly bear and cubs. Yeah. I didn't. Yeah. We barely saw a black bear. And I'm like, I see those dime a dozen in Idaho. Yeah. So
I did get a black bear on my phone scope in the Lamar Valley. We were just there glassing buffalo, and you see something up on the hill, and there's a bear.
But anyway, it was just a really cool experience. See a grizzly bear. That was one of the. It's A, see more than one buffalo. B, see a grizzly bear. C, did I say 1, 2, 3 or A, B, 1, 3?
I don't know.
Anyway, the point is, third thing was I wanted to see Yellowstone Lake, huge lake. Went there, we got out, looked at it. It was awesome. Didn't really get in it. It was kind of windy. It's huge.
Yellowstone Lake is so big.
Really big.
It's really hard to appreciate. When you look on Google Earth, when you look at maps,
it's only this big.
It's really hard to appreciate the size of a body of water. Much like the steepness and size of mountains. Yeah. You go, oh, it's on Google Earth. Well, let's just hike there. Yeah. We did that once. We put up 3 cameras. Yeah. We had to go back a year later. That was an all-day trip up and back.
So Yellowstone is impressive, and as much as I think sometimes people overhype the crowding and the traffic, it's not that bad.
It's not that bad.
I don't know why I was.
And I would love to go in October. I would love to see Yellowstone in October when the leaves change and the elk are bugling, maybe still a little bit, and the bears. Anyways, it's still an active time for all the animals, but except for the humans. Yeah.
People hunker down, go back to work, school, off vacations. It's now a bucket list item. Go in an off season. Yeah. So the bear.
We live close enough. We could go once a year. Yeah. We just go once a year. Let's just go to Yellowstone.
It was 5-hour trip, and I was hauling a trailer, but it wasn't bad
because I was like, I appreciate it so differently than I did just a few years ago.
Yeah, me too.
And it was great to be back in Yellowstone and to see sort of this preserved ecosystem, except the roads, right?
Except the roads.
Except for all the things to make me comfortable. But really to see pristine wilderness. Well, yeah. And the caldera, the boiling pots of mud and geysers and
it's a beautiful place.
Yeah.
And we went with an itinerary, not anything set in stone, but it helped us
with a plan
to just kind of go, we want to do this in general. And we would stop at places along the way to those major stops. And that really helped, I think. And I hope others who I shared that plan with helped.
I go, oh, look, David thought about it. I want his itinerary.
I did. And it was not that it had to be in any particular order, just like, but once you started to figure out the lay of the land, where the roads are, that's when it really ironed out for us. Yeah. And so I'm glad that you found some utility with it.
Yeah, very much.
I would do that again, just kind of like, what are some other places? We saw, what was it? There's a tree. It really wasn't as impressive, but it is cool that it's still there. It's a tree that is
Petrified?
Petrified.
Yeah,
sorry.
yeah.
Petrified tree. We just kind of, hey, there's a tree. Just one of those moments where like,
Right.
let's turn in there. And it was actually kind of a narrow road, hard place to find a place of parking. And I have a big truck, and it was kind of awkward, but we figured it out. And so just a lot of cool things.
Yeah, there's so many places in Yellowstone I haven't seen.
Yeah.
So many. And there's a lot of hikes I'd like to do. So it was kind of tough with my
your
with my
your
8-year-old,
favorite
yeah.
experience. You don't have to go into any of the details that I know.
So right when we got in, so it was really nice. I have an 8-year-old with me. He ended up getting sick on Saturday. We went home early. But on Friday, the first thing that happened to us when we went into the park, there's a giant bull bison walking down the road right past the truck.
Oh, that's so
I mean, my 31-year-old son was with me, and my 8-year-old son was with me, and my 31-year-old had to tell my 8-year-old, don't touch it. It's that close out the window.
Yeah.
So, from then on, he was like, oh, I'm looking for stuff. Oh, that was cool. That's a
fun one.
So to have that happen right when we get in, before I'm bored, what are we doing? This is dumb. Before that sets in, to see a buffalo. So that was nice.
So it was a good time.
Yeah,
to be continued. I'm not gonna not. How do I say this? I'm definitely going to make sure I take time to maybe schedule another Yellowstone trip.
Yeah, I found myself appreciating it a lot more than I thought I would. And I owe it a little bit more time when it's not so hectic.
We were coming around to Old Faithful from the backside from the lake.
Yeah.
And I didn't know what the timing was for the Old Faithful to shoot off. I was like, I hope we get there so it can shoot off, because we're like, I wanted to get a couple more spots because time is waning. But when we got this family gathering, this picture, and nothing ever goes according to plan. So I just kind of had to, we adjusted our plans at Old Faithful once we got there, because we realized our youngest he doesn't have the memory of seeing this in 2018.
Right.
And I thought, you know what, we should, and our oldest has a brand new camera and he wants to use it on this, give him so we stayed. We were going to leave before it goes off. We're like, we're not seeing it this year. We started off that way. But my point was,
you saw it twice, didn't you?
Yeah, because we were coming over the hill and we're really close. And all of a sudden, above the trees is a spout of water. Old Faithful, you could see from above the tree line on the highway. Yeah. And I was like, oh my gosh, it's another 90 minutes before this is going to go off. Oh my gosh, our timeline is way off now. So I was like, we were dooming and glooming, and then we just adjusted. We were fine.
Right, of course. Of course.
We had nowhere to be.
Right.
Except at camp. And anyway, so it's just a good time.
Yeah.
So I had mentioned a bear recognition test. I'm just going to quickly go through that.
Yeah, tell us about that.
The Idaho Fish and Game requires all Idaho hunters to do a bear recognition test between black bear and grizzly bear. There's a really short read that kind of gives you some interesting information about paw prints and how to look at how to break down a paw and claws and but how challenging it is to even though there's a hump on a grizzly bear, sometimes a black bear can be standing in the right position where it looks like a grizzly. Sometimes a grizzly can be standing in a way that you can't see their hump.
Right.
And sometimes their position's just right. Their nose looks like a broad square nose so the test I found, the experience of going through this was important. I personally found it more challenging than I thought it would be. And that's only after the fact. So I go through it and I only scored, and I'm putting myself out there, embarrassment. I scored an 80, which is the cutoff score. You score less than that, you got to retake it. But it was all visual. And I went in there, I just was confident. I took a half hour to kind of go through the stuff they had. And then I took the test. It didn't take me very long, but I was confident that I was going to be, pretty good.
Yeah.
But it was only an 80. And so that was humbling.
Surprising, yeah.
And it lets you see what you got wrong. And you go, okay. And so I think it's an effective tool. And I don't know if they make you do it every year, but I'm certified. Okay. I have a bear tag.
Certified, yeah. Right on.
Not that I'm going to hunt, but if I needed to, I could do it. But I guess just in general. Because I told my son, Bram, I go, you're not hunting bear. You don't need to worry about it. But it says all hunters in Idaho have to do it. So he's got to get on and do it. He hates testing.
Yeah, I know. I knew too.
But it's not that bad. It's 16 questions. I won't spoil anything else because I can't, because it's all visual. Like, you just got to, if you can pick out certain details of the animals, you'll do pretty good. But it's more challenging than you think. That's just what I felt. But I think it's in all the right ways. Some other hunting. I'm just going to go through some of the things that I brought, if that's all right.
Yeah.
So we drove from Yellowstone through INL, through Craters of the Moon and Cary. That was fun. I hadn't done that drive from Atomic City to Idaho Falls ever. So that was
Yeah.
interesting. It's a long, straight, boring.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, I want to sleep drive.
We used to drive through the desert all the time, though.
Yeah.
When we came down to Grandpa
Yeah.
and Grandma's and
But this
in Shoshone.
this stretch is different because when you turn off at Du Bois and you come through Howe, and
Right.
then you go over to Arco, it's twisty turning.
There's mile markers. There's markers like how.
Yeah, but there's also bends in the road.
Yes. Oh, okay.
This is literally just a straight line,
Yeah.
and that goes up and down. That's it, and it's hypnotic and it's boring. And I'm falling asleep talking about it and
Wow.
remembering it. But my point is that we went through INL, and I was remembering going there in high school back in the 90s, and they talked about their big hunting herds. And when I got home, I came across a headline about where, if I can find the headline real quick, you can contact the wildlife services and get a hunting pass to hunt in the INL region, and they're actually
Right.
expanding it from what they used to offer.
They have a lot of elk.
Yeah.
It's a big herd. It's
Yeah.
a big herd.
We actually ran into a guy hunting up in our current area.
Yeah.
He was showing us the herds. He was showing us some huge
Oh,
elk
yeah.
from that area.
Big bulls, too.
So that's also what I
Big.
was thinking. I was like, man,
Yeah.
those big elk live in this stupid dry
in the desert.
area.
In the desert.
Anyway, so in order to get an INL pass, you have to do another test.
Okay.
You have to pass a test that helps you understand how to recognize spent or unspent munitions.
Yeah.
And you have to not touch it or approach it, even if you think it's been detonated. And you need to contact and call, and it actually is like call 911 if you find an undetonated munition. Now, one of the other things I remember at the INL tour was they once built tank armor. They developed
Yeah.
a certain type of tank armor that's like so many pounds per
Right.
volume. It's like super heavy duty.
Yeah.
And I thought about it and I go, oh my gosh, they would have to test that.
Yes.
So
Yes.
That I did not think about INL being an active testing ground as much as it is for
Yeah.
munitions as it is for nuclear waste
So-
development and disposal.
Yeah, so I understood INL, the Idaho National Laboratory, which has been renamed several times.
It used to be INEL.
INEL.
Yeah, INEL.
But you know, the very first nuclear death associated with not weapons was in Idaho,
Yeah.
right? It was energy related, right? I think that's what the E stood for in the INEL.
I thought it was engineering, but
Oh, maybe it is. National Engineering Energy Lab and Engineering probably.
it used to be INEEL. That's what it used to
Oh,
be.
okay. Yeah, maybe it was. It was probably both.
Yeah.
But
That's just
so
Idaho.
I always understood it to be, and the atomic city, Arco, Idaho, the very
Yeah.
first city in the world to be lit solely by nuclear energy.
Yep.
So I'd never really associated much of INL property with weapons.
Right.
So I'm kind of surprised. I knew that it was secreted, and they had a lot of land that they were very serious about patrolling and protecting.
Oh, yeah. And they talked about having guys that could go up against Navy SEALs.
Yeah.
On sniping.
Yeah. So yeah, no.
So you can hunt there, but you got to pass that test.
Right.
And they show those horror movies. It feels like you're going through some of those driver's ed trainings where, here's an accident
Yeah.
because somebody was, texting on their phone. And it's like, oh, this person found this munition, thought it was still good, and they lost their leg or whatever. I'm like, okay. So it's crazy.
Yeah.
But apparently you can hunt on INL land, but you got to check in. There's a number that you have to call. You have to check in and you have to check out every day.
Wow.
And they give you a map that shows you the boundaries.
Okay.
And you
Okay.
cannot cross those boundaries under
Okay.
explicit circumstances. In fact, this one got me. If you shoot an elk, and you can only hunt elk and pronghorn on the property.
Okay.
So it's only those two species.
Okay.
You can't hunt anything else. But if you shoot an elk or a pronghorn and it runs across the boundary, you are not allowed to retrieve
Oh.
it. No retrieval.
Okay.
Yeah. So you can hunt in this space, but beyond that, there's no chasing, no retrieval.
Interesting. Wow.
Yep.
Okay.
So
okay.
anyway, just kind of cool.
I know a lot of guys have a problem with that rule when they see elk.
Yeah.
Real problem.
Yeah.
So
You're going to have some crosshairs on you.
there's
if
a
you do that.
boundary. There's a boundary. You got to follow it. Anyway, that's interesting.
Yeah,
That's
just
interesting.
I've just got a cool story, and it seemed to be relevant because we drove through that area on our way back. But
Yeah.
we drove through Rexburg, and they have Bear World.
Yeah, they do. which is like the Tiger King.
Yeah.
It's
I was really surprised at the line of cars there on Sunday. I was like, there was as many cars at Bear World as I think were in the line for Yellowstone. I'm like, you can go there and see it. Yeah. But I digress.
I know, not my thing, not my cup of tea.
This is just my haphazard segue into poaching in Idaho. There was a gentleman in Rexburg that I bring up poaching as we see it. It was right there. No, you go the right way. Rexburg man convicted of wildlife violations. So he pled guilty and spent 60 days in jail, $7,000 in fines, and will have his hunting license suspended for 10 years.
Wow.
So
10 years seems kind of short.
And I don't have all the details on him, but it's just like, hey, it does not pay to be a poacher. It just doesn't.
Yeah.
So that's Rexburg. But if you go up to northern Idaho, a man did plead guilty to poaching a bull moose.
Wow.
So, and there's a law enforcement officer with there, but they have these clever sting operations too. There's a lot of important detective work, but you're wasting a lot of resources when you poach.
I found a story out of Montana where they used the taxidermy records, right?
Yeah.
You have to track that tag from the taxidermist from your harvest through the taxidermist, and he's got to fill out paperwork too. So they had a bunch of big trophies from Montana that they just closed the case on. I just came across that earlier today.
Yeah, and it sounds vaguely similar to this case that they broke over here in Filer.
Yeah, it does. It does. That's what it reminded me of.
Yeah, it's crazy. So I came across another story about grizzlies raiding some Montana farms, and I didn't have the wherewithal to ask my colleague at work the other day if they used this tactic, because grizzlies were raiding these Montana farms, this headline says, and then came some formidable dogs.
Okay.
So apparently an effective hazing deterrent for grizzly bears.
Yes.
Are dogs.
Yes. Yes. Yeah, Great Pyrenees. Actually, 5 poodles would work.
Probably.
Right? They won't risk injury. They won't risk it. They won't risk the alarm that it's bringing. They just want to get out of there.
Yep.
So I showed you a video. Can we talk about the cows?
Yeah, that's next.
Yeah. So I found a video of cows chasing away a grizzly, and it's not merely a matter of the cows seeing the grizzly and the grizzly gets too close. Those cows are very actively watching that grizzly bear and chasing it.
Yeah.
Right? They know that there's safety in numbers, and they're together, and they chase that bear, and it gets under their hooves.
Yeah.
That was a dangerous situation for that grizzly bear.
Yeah.
So he was testing those cows, and the cows passed.
Yep.
I wouldn't say the grizzly bear failed, but it's not like domestic livestock or sitting ducks are just there for the taking. However, there was a story of the wolverine in Utah. You will hear about it. We'll talk more about it next week. But I think it killed 43 sheep.
Oh, geez.
And they had a heck of a time finding out
what it was
and how to kill it, and how to get it.
So how often do other predators kill livestock that are blamed on wolves?
Everything's blamed on the wolf.
Yeah.
I mean, Little Red Riding Hood, the Three Bears. It's such a great villain.
Yeah.
Right? Anytime a cow dies, a rancher just goes wolves.
Yeah.
And you go, well, let's do a little more. Just because wolves were feeding on it doesn't mean wolves killed it, because sometimes they'll scavenge. So, right, you see a coyote eating on a wolf, and or eating on a dead cow, and you go, it was the coyotes that killed that cow. Yeah, no. So, yeah, it was very interesting. Again, Carter Niemeyer, Wolfer, a lot of that is in there. You want to find out exactly what that process is? What a great book.
Yeah. Since we segued to wolves, Colorado and Montana are dealing with some wolf management issues. In Montana particularly, they were talking about culling some of the wolf population, like what we've done here in Idaho.
Down to 500. Yeah. Down to 500.
The numbers here in Idaho, and I forgot to clip this, they have been reassessed to being a lower number, like in the 1,500s rather than higher than that.
The last I remember, it was 1,500, and it was lowered down to around the 1,200, 1,300
Maybe that's what
mark.
it was. Maybe that's what I was.
And so if it's lower than that, I would like to see it at below 1,000. But we're seeing right now, real time, Montana can't sell as many elk tags.
Yeah.
Elk season is big business out west.
Yeah.
Big business. And wolves killing more elk than hunters
is a problem, and we have to manage the wolves.
Active.
The wolves need to stay, but we have to manage those wolves.
And we have to work together on it. That was part of my concern with the video from Colorado, where it was an extreme opposite of wanting to work together and just saying, just take command and control of it.
Use the Fifth Amendment and eminent domain to take ranch land away with fair compensation to leave the wolves so that the wolves don't have to compete or don't get in trouble with the livestock.
But we'll make it voluntary at first.
Yeah.
I was a little concerned with the rhetoric that was thrown.
It was very extreme. It was very extreme, and I understand that.
But
the only point I wanted to make with that was he's talking like he lives on an island.
Yeah.
That Colorado is an island, and there's never been wolves reintroduced to Idaho, Montana, Wyoming, Oregon, Washington, and California.
Hello.
It's like it's only happening to you. We've been through it for 30 years. And it's like, this is what's going to have to happen. No, it's not. When viewed through that prism, that guy's talk was just silly.
It was, I get why people get frustrated.
Yes.
So,
but
one of those things.
Colorado's not an island.
No.
And the wolves don't care where the borders are.
So, going back to grizzlies, because I didn't mean to skip over, but we were I'm just following the threads of our conversation.
That's all right.
So, but delisting the wolf is a thing here.
It's been delisted for a long time.
And there's been a movement, and there's been several steps in this process, but another step took place to delist the grizzly here in Idaho.
Yeah. And I say go for it. It's probably a good time for those who want to hunt grizzly bears. It's probably a good time to challenge the courts.
Yeah.
Right. And that's I think that's what they're after is pushing that little agenda. I still say Colorado needs grizzly bears.
California needs,
and so does California and Utah and Nevada. They need their own populations. So maybe a few delays. I think the grizzly bear population is doing really well, and we either need to move them to Colorado or California or someplace, another ecosystem that can handle them, or we need to be able to manage them as well with hunting.
Because right now the grizzly in the driveway, they're in the driveway because they're getting in our trash and they're looking for food, and we know a fed bear
is a dead bear.
And that happened in Yellowstone recently.
Yeah. He figured out how to get bear bags. Is that right?
Yeah.
He figured out the bear bag trick. Now, when we were in Yellowstone, I love the bear boxes.
Yeah.
Right? That was fascinating.
Yeah.
And it was a great storage.
Yeah, I know. In our campground, that's where we put our garbage.
Yeah. Every camp had a bear box that was just safe from bears. They just couldn't get in there. No matter what smelly, delicious things you thought you had in there, a bear couldn't get there. And so they don't get habituated to it.
Yeah.
They don't go looking there.
Yep.
So I thought that was fun.
We are really to the it's all fun stuff, but like the funner stuff.
Right.
Is that a
fun,
word?
quick stuff. Yeah. Fun, quick stuff. We can fire rapid fire.
Last year, I was on the South Fork of the Boise River camping with my family, and I was like not sure what these redfish were.
Yes.
And we're going to be up there next week.
Yes.
Kokanee.
Yes.
And I'm going to see if I can't figure out how to catch me some kokanee.
Yes. So I think we read about it. They were breeding, so you almost have to agitate them. You have to get that.
You have to have a lure that gets them to act on instinct rather than on hunger. Yeah. But kokanee apparently is being stocked in CJ Strike. But kokanee is different from. So kokanee is the freshwater version of the salmon.
What kind of salmon?
Okay, kokanee salmon. Sorry, kokanee salmon.
Kokanee salmon. There's 5 kinds of salmon. King.
Well,
I don't know.
Well, kokanee are there's a freshwater and a saltwater version because in the South Fork of the Boise River, they can't get past the dam.
Right.
So they're always just freshwater fish.
Right.
And so they'll go down to the dam and they'll come back up and spawn.
Right.
But they've never made it to the ocean, so they're not salmon in that regard.
They're species of salmon.
They're species. Well, yes, but anyway, but it's not the true.
Right.
It's not the ocean.
Right.
But they have different names for them. It's in. Hello. Hold on. I could look it up.
Okay.
But
so I read the article from Fish and Game, and basically they take a lot of kokanee salmon and they fertilize the eggs and harvest the little fingerlings, whatever they call them, right? The small fish. And whenever they have excess, they're like, well, we had a really good hatch this year. There's 180,000 extra. What do you want to do with them?
Well, we can take them to this area, take them to this area. And they'll take them to Lucky Peak and they'll take them to Anderson Ranch, right? But they never have put them in CJ Strike. Now, Lucky Peak and Anderson Ranch, that's on the Boise River. CJ Strike is on the Snake, the mighty Snake River. It's a big lake. It's a big, big fishery. And to get kokanee salmon in there is going to be a good deal. Big, big deal. And it's hard to get to CJ Strike from Boise or Twin Falls.
Yeah.
It's just so far from everything.
I was misremembering. I was all excited for what reason?
Oh, okay.
Coho.
I
don't know. I don't know.
Okay.
I'm gonna have to look this up.
Okay.
So it wouldn't be sockeye, but
the kokanee turn red in.
Is it the kokanee
in
that
the
I'm
season?
thinking of?
Yeah.
Okay. So then it was kokanee.
I believe so. So.
But I thought they had that picture in here of it. So
you know how memory is.
Back to the drawing board. Well, anyway, they're putting it in CJ Strike, and
Very
I would
cool.
like to catch them.
It's a cool big fishery. There's the sand dunes out there. So anyway,
you go grocery shopping in a place where the elk would just run through the parking lot. That would be cool.
That'd be fun.
You showed me an elk in a Safeway parking lot.
Yeah.
I thought Montana because we grew up with Safeway, but
Right.
apparently it was Colorado.
Yeah, I would imagine so. I mean, it didn't say where it was, but anytime there's elk near public, I go, that's probably Colorado.
Yeah. Seeing animals up close is pretty cool. We saw everything but a black bear and a moose in Yellowstone. Yeah. But you saw a cool video of albino moose. You showed me that. That was pretty rad.
I'm sure it's probably just Alaska. Just another day in Alaska. There's one albino cow moose and a spotted calf.
Yeah.
So it was really cool. Just a cool thing to see. Nature's awesome.
You know, you also showed a video of elk noises, and the elk was making a noise that sounded what I always thought would be the sound that a bird would make, like a grouse.
Like a glunk.
Yeah.
Just a weird, deep.
I'm
not doing it.
The range of elk noises is far beyond what I thought.
Yeah.
And I've learned a lot of this out in the field.
Yeah.
Like, okay, that's not a bear. That's an elk.
Yeah.
Wow. And that's not a bird. That's an elk.
And anytime I come across these crazy elk sounds, people are getting them and getting them on their phone. Oh, it's awesome.
Yeah. You were talking about riding a mountain bike. That's a hiking assist, if you would.
It is.
But they also have hiking leg assist.
Hiking out assist, I'll tell you that.
Yeah, I can imagine.
How long do you think it would take from, the Candy Cane Pass to the car?
It's a good 30 minutes on foot.
It took me 20 on a bike. But
maybe longer.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know.
I think I might have saved 10 to 15 minutes.
But that's still save 10 and you're not working as hard.
But the joy.
Yeah, because it's downhill.
It was really fun.
I'm gonna have to join that trick sometime.
Cool. Yeah.
Hiking assist though, the leg. Remember the guy was all jovial because he was like, "Oh my gosh!" And there's other versions of it.
Yeah, there's other companies now making it just a belt. It just fits around your belt like your pack waist belt does, and then it just attaches to your thighs. Helps you lift your legs up when you're hiking. Helps push your legs down when you're moving. Just intuitive. So a lot of gear. And I'm not saying I'm going to use it. I'm not even saying it's legal. But, Idaho Fish and Game is asking, hey, we've put a committee together to say what you can and can't use in the wilderness. Because if you got gear like that with a couple extra batteries, you could run up some mountains.
Yeah.
You really could.
Does that change fair chase?
Yeah. It would in my book. And so I would say, yeah, you know what? Just good old-fashioned elbow grease is all you get.
I think my favorite thing you brought to this week is the last thing here, and that is fishing lure testing. And this is like,
it's so obvious.
This is like genius
like
level
so
master,
dumb, right?
Like so.
Why haven't I seen this before? 1,000 times.
I want to go to a Cabela's store with a fish tank, and now I'm going to be spending most of my time just grabbing different lures and seeing which one lures. So
Cabela's are like zoos. They have so many animals. They're like museums.
Shields is the same way.
And they have so many live fish.
Have you been to the Shields?
No.
Shields is like that. In fact, when you walk in their aquarium, you walk under.
Oh, of course you do. It's awesome. I love it. So what does the guy do?
So he gets the lure and he goes up to the fish tank and he holds them up to see which one causes the fish to kind of get their attention. Now, this is limited and it's probably not the most scientific, but it looks pretty legit. It looks fun.
Yeah.
You ever been there when they feed them live goldfish?
No.
So I was there one time
Jeez.
I was there one time. I think when Draven was a young kid and Bram was a baby at Cabela's in Boise, and it was feeding time, and they dump in a bunch of live goldfish.
Holy crap.
Is
it frenzy? Is it like crazy?
Yeah.
Wow.
We have some aggressive freshwater fish here in
Yeah.
Idaho, and they are hungry for
Yeah.
goldfish.
Oh, there was one more article. It's called I didn't have it. It's called a trout slam. You know what? We'll save it for next week.
Okay.
A multi-state trout slam where you go fishing. You have to get 8 different species of trout from at least 3 different states.
Whew.
Right?
It's a challenge.
I know. But there's like 4 different kinds of cutthroat.
Oh, yeah.
And different rainbow and golden trout, brown trout, bull trout. Is grayling a trout? Arctic grayling? I don't know. Anyway, and steelhead. Anyways, there's a lot of different kind of trout. You gonna look that up? I know right where to find that now. With your sassy pants swagger.
Well, let's see. Northern pike, tiger muskie, bluegill, Arctic grayling is the first one.
Not a trout. Okay. Not trout in its name.
No.
Okay.
No.
For some reason.
It looks wildly different from.
And brook trout. Forgot about brook trout.
Brook trout, dude.
Yeah.
And they also have the hybrid trouts that are
yes.
out there.
So many. Yellow trout, golden trout, brown trout.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
fried trout, trout gumbo. All right.
I think that's all there is about, I think that's all we have to say about trout.
Yeah, that's about it. We'll see you in a couple weeks.
Yes.
And it'll be only a few weeks till elk season.
Yes.
All right.
Until then, be well.
Goodbye.
In the morning light, before dawn, bow grip tight, heart beating strong. Through the forest, ancient giants roam, in the land where the wild calls me home. Through the whispering pines and the autumn breeze, driven by the chase, crisp air I breathe. With every step I take, earth beneath my feet. In nature's beauty where the hunter and elk meet. The mountains rise, kissed by the sun. In September, where I belong, bugles echo loudly through the veil, a symphony of an ancient tale. Through the whispering pines and the autumn breeze, driven by the chase, crisp air I breathe. With every step I take, earth beneath my feet. In nature's beauty where the hunter and elk meet. Silent as the morning mist, I travel on with careful grace. Every shadow, every sound surrounds me in this wild embrace. The challenge and the thrill, the patience and the skill, in the dance of life and nature, my heart's forever filled. As the sun sets, shadows long and deep, I find my place with the memories I keep. The chase and the beauty of a day gone by. Deep in the mountains, my spirit cries. Through the whispering pines and the autumn breeze, driven by the chase, crisp air I breathe. every step I take, earth beneath my feet. In nature's beauty, out where the hunter and elk meet. Here's to the wild places where the elk and I both roam. The chase that brings us closer to the place that I call home. In the stillness of the forest, in the grandeur of the land, I am one with nature's wonder, with my bow